Yeah, good to go.
If you could put it into words, just how big is this for Sydney Thunder and Western Sydney?
I really am struggling to put it into words, if I'm being honest. Biggest signing in the history of the BBL. A real clear message to our fans and our members in particular, but also our players, staff, all of our sponsors, that Thunder are winning these moments. On the field last year in many senses, but all 8 clubs wanted this guy. Ashwin has chosen us, which is a really cool story.
Why did he choose you guys?
Oh, you have to ask him that once he gets out here, but I think the things that really stood out to me, and something I was really impressed with, was the first time I spoke with Kartik, his manager, and also Ashwin, was without me mentioning anything about our club. He said, I was watching Sam Billings as an overseas player last year, and if I play with you guys, I really want to have an impact, a lasting impact on Tanvir Sanger and Chris Green. Called them out by name. Those are the sort of things that really impressed me, that you can't fake. He's been really open, transparent with what he wants. He wants to go explore, do new things, and he's out of that Indian environment now, and also the IPL, and he thinks the BBL is a big one for him to come and play.
Given Chloe just touched on it, the location now of Cricket New South Wales, how big a boost off the field will it be for you guys?
Enormous. The multicultural growth channel that is Western Sydney, not only this place, but also Angie Stadium for us, our fan base, our Thunder strategy, which we reviewed and sort of revamped last year, was all about South Asian engagement, the rapidly growing Indian diaspora in Western Sydney. Find me a better way to engage with that part of our business and our fan base, as well as ticking the world-class player box. I doubt you could find me one.
You mentioned all the other clubs wanted to sign in as well. Can you tell us about the process and what it was like trying to outbid them and everything else?
Well, I don't know what everyone else offered, but yeah, it was actually really good. One of these ones where it was unique in that Ashwin announced his retirement after our draft process, all teams having 3 overseas players already, most lists already fully built. So it was one of those ones where Todd Greenberg and Alistair Dobson, a big kudos to them, to agnostic of any club, get Ashwin to the start line. Okay, how do we get you out here to play in the BBL? Which has been common in the past with other players, but this one was really unique in the first Indian player ever. And then after that, it was just righto clubs, all at the one time. We're at a GM's conference. The start line is there. Go nuts, put your best foot forward, set up meetings. This is the agent's contact details, and thankfully we were quite proactive. We were there that day in discussions, and yeah, it came out the right way for us.
When he's here, we have to ramp up security a little bit here in the ground, because that was one of the first things I thought about.
Yep, also me, which tells you a bit about where my brain lives now as opposed to when I was a cricketer myself. Even at this place, right? It was built and designed to be the immersion of the elite with the community that can walk into our cafe, train at this facility. We're going to have to. We're going to have Bubba Azam here as well at the same time, which is going to be just incredible for the tournament, but also increase around here with everything, not just security, airports, plans around trainings, all those sort of things.
Yeah, if people were crashing their cars out front to get to Sam concerts, and people were trying to get to Ashy.
Yeah, exactly right.
What do you think his playing schedule will look like, Trent?
Working through that at the moment. I don't really know. The starting blocks for us was at a minimum after the ILT tournament, just in case there was something that he's obviously nominated to go in that draft. So I think what we're looking at is that early January phase of the BBL all the way through finals. So it'll be at least 3-4 games, maybe 5 plus finals. And who knows, we're talking much bigger picture here as well. From my perspective, we're talking about what else can we do in and around Sydney, our fan base, what does next year look like, all of those sort of things, without talking specific contracts.
Do you see this as a one-off with an Indian player coming over? Obviously we know the rules in place for those guys. Where do you see that moving forward in terms of Indian players in the BBL?
I certainly hope that this is a catalyst for not just retired players to be able to do it, but that is a beast of a thing that's been there for a long time that I don't see changing quickly. But we have an opportunity this summer, and we are at the front of that queue with a lived experience now with Ashwin, that he will be an advocate, hopefully, on how great our tournament is and also how great the Thunder environment is, so that opens that door. But we're in live discussion with what does the future of the BBL look like and potential privatisation, all of those sort of things. This is ticking so many boxes on setting us up ahead of other clubs in that regard.
Just on that, Trent, what do you think it says about the push for privatisation? Like, on one hand, would that increase the chances of the competition getting more players like Ashwin, or the fact that you've been able to sign him without private money? Does it suggest that there's not much wrong with the BBL?
I don't think we're a broken product anyway. Like, regardless of Ashwin or anything else, to be honest, I think we're in a different situation than most other tournaments around the world. That we're having a good look internally from a position of strength, particularly on the field. Commercially and financially, there's different things at play, but I don't think it really changes things from that regard. What I do think is the public are starting to see that big players, the best players in the world, like your Bubba Azams and Ravi Ashwin, are trying to come out here and play in this tournament.
Sorry, you obviously already called him the biggest signing ever in the BBL. What would you say about him as a draw card? Like, is he? There wouldn't be many players that people come to individually watch one player, but do you think there's going to be a bit of that at your games, that people are coming to watch Ashwin?
I would say there is no doubt. There is going to be, and I would say it's the same for Bubba Azam in the Sixers context, but there are going to be specific engagement activities we do around our concourse of our venue to not just have Ashwin playing for us, but also, if you came to any of our games last year, culture on the concourse, Bhangra dances, numerous other things, henna painting was already there, ramping that up to a different level so that it feels like the new migrants out in Western Sydney that come to our game, they feel a connection point to home, and then they also have someone like Ashwin there as a representative of that. I mean, what better draw card is there?
What about on field? Obviously, he's retired from international. What sort of impact do you think he can have? Like, do you expect him to come in and be the best spinner in the comp, or what sort of impact do you think he can have on the field?
We wouldn't have signed him purely for the commercial aspects or the fan engagement aspects if we didn't think he was still a world-class player. So that was one of the first discussions we had, was how does it fit? We've got a lot of spinners in our squad already. Thankfully, people like Chris Green are firmly in the all-rounder category, and it's not a direct who's the better off spinner, if that makes sense. So we're also playing games in that back-end phase at our home ground and the SCG plus finals, where I think he'll be really well suited. And even on the flatter wickets around the country, his carrom ball and those type of things just puts him in a different category.
Was Dave Warner involved in the pitch at all?
Dave was involved, and he's one of the first people I talk to when we're going to make any sort of move. Dave's involved in everything, mate. You know that. In a good way.
Any VIP treatment he's going to get? Any penthouses or anything that you've hooked up for him to make his experience?
Thunder have got history with that with Chris Gale. I know when he was out here, he was staying in a lofty penthouse, but that was while I was playing in the tournament, not while I was the GM and looking after the budget. Look, I don't know, but what we want to make sure is that he and every other overseas player has a hell of a time when they're here, so we'll look after them, that's for sure.
I was going to ask, you've obviously spoken to him a bit, how is he as a character? What conversations have those been like so far?
I've been so impressed. I mean, you hear different things around the world, and I've commentated on many games that Ashwin's played in for India, and his competitive streak comes out loud and clear. I'm sure everyone here that watches cricket would know that when he loses, he's frustrated, he carries that with him. You've seen the glove throws occasionally, all those type of things. But I think he is, in this phase of his career, at a beautiful time to enter a tournament like this and an environment like this where that whole career for India can be his legacy, but then there's also this what next. So I've seen from him a business mind, a mind that's talking about our club more broadly than just cricket, but also he's like, I don't go anywhere not to win. So that is still firmly a part of the conversation.
And given his and David's age and the combative nature that they both have, they're both alphas, can you yoke two bulls in the one paddock? If you know what I mean?
Yes, I think we can. This is one of those other things where I think our environment is really well set up with Trevor Bayliss as the coach, our whole coaching group, plus our choice to make Sam Billings our overseas pre-sign last year was for this type of reason. It was set us up culturally. You mentioned Dave Warner, but he's got now leaders everywhere around him and people that will foster Ash's his many ideas. He wants to bowl a different ball every time, come with theories, I think we're in a really good place now to shape that into best product, best choices, good strategy on the field. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be challenging at times that people will butt heads, but that's every cricket change room in my experience.